I'm serious, man. She was absolutely checking me out.
Dude, she was not checking you out.
She was totally checking me out. I went up to the booth, I bought something, we locked eyes, she was checking me out.
She was not checking you out.
Are you serious right now?
Dude, Felicia Day did not check you out at Comic-Con. I was there. He was too.
That was Nemo.
Find him.
Why do we let them back in the store?
Okay, so maybe Felicia Day wasn't checking me out at Comic-Con.
Definitely wasn't.
But I have had some fun stuff happen at Comic-Con. When I go to Comic-Con, it's usually to go spend a stupid amount of money in the Funko Pop booth. But it's really to go hang out with friends and see people I haven't seen before. That's the biggest thing. And then every now and then something weird and random happens. Like, I remember New York Comic-Con, gotta be 8 years ago because I'm way too old. We were waiting to go into one of the panel rooms, and you know, there's everybody getting out, and this little tiny person shuffles by me, and my buddy with me just starts freaking out. He goes, dude, I go, what? He goes, that was Seth Green. And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, Seth Green literally walked by you and his shoulders brushed in front of your chest. And I go, where? And he points, and I look up and I just see a brush of little red spiky hair walking in that direction.
He's a tiny man.
The best part about that is where the shoulders. His shoulders brushed against your waist.
He's a tiny, tiny man.
He is a tiny man.
No, but so that's what's so great about Comic-Cons though, is like there's a lot of moments where you can share with someone cool. Like, I just remember the very first Comic-Con I ever went to. It was Sunday, late in the day. A lot of people had already started to go home. I'm just walking the floors trying to sort of soak in my last Comic-Con. And I see this booth, and there's all this tick stuff. And I love the tick. And so I went up to the booth, and I'm like, hey, this tick stuff, I'd love to see some of it. And this really nice old guy came up to me, and he's like, oh, this is really cool. Like, you like the tick? And I'm like, yeah, the tick is great. It's like, I created the tick. It was Ben Edlund.
That's
creator,
fantastic.
just at his booth, no one around him, and I'm just like, oh, you're so amazing. Like, not just the tick, but all the things Ben Edlund has done. And I got an opportunity to pick up like a poster, and he's like, you want me to sign it? And I'm like, can I get two?
You know what the best part of that whole thing is? It actually wasn't him, it was just a crazy old
Yeah, I thought the story was going to end with, I got a bunch of tick in my van out in the back. If you want to follow me, I'll be happy to give it to you.
I will sell it to you at a discounted rate.
But for the longest time, it was so great. It was like one of my prized possessions was my first Comic-Con.
That's awesome.
And I got a Ben Edlund signed tick poster.
Now, when you say Comic-Con, are you talking San Diego?
San Diego,
Nice.
the big one. Like
Nice.
that was my little treasure from the beginning. That was my first experience.
Well, I'm from Chicago, and I didn't even go to San Diego until I think it was like 2008. That was my first San Diego. But I've been going to Comic-Con since I was 12. My mom used to take me. And we would go to the O'Hare. It was what was known as Chicago Comic-Con. It was like the O'Hare Hilton. So they would have the panels were in the hotel meeting rooms, you know, like tiny panels. And it was 1989. It was the summer of The Bat.
God, you're old.
I know, right? I would have been 14 or probably 13 at the time. Wow. And I'm standing in the hallway, and I'm wearing my Batman shirt, cramped in a Hyatt hallway like this.
Still
waiting,
just as big.
Just as big.
Same size.
I was a big kid.
Tiny Batman shirt.
Waiting to meet Stan Lee. And, you know, sure enough, hey, true believers, you know, Stan comes walking down this tiny-ass hallway, and he looks, and I'm staying with my mom, who, to this day, from that story, loves Stan Lee. And he looks down and he goes...
Yeah, from that story.
Because he
I'm
goes...
insinuating other things.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Well,
this one time in 1989, it was the year of the Stan Lee boner.
I do have a half-brother with an amazing hairpiece, if that helps. And he stops and he looks at me and he sees my big Batman shirt and he goes, hey, true believer, that's the wrong shirt. Just like that. And I was just like, oh, go. And that's why my mom loves Stan Lee.
You know, every now and then I'll cosplay as Hawkeye. And at WonderCon, I was walking around with a group of people, the Avengers, and all Team Cap. And a guy dressed as Tony Stark, and he just looked like this cocky bastard, kind of like Pablo, but in good shape.
In great shape.
And this Tony Stark, and he's got the glasses on, and for some reason just an Iron Man hand, but he has the Iron Man themed boombox, and he walks up to me, and he just goes, hey, wrong team. Pretty close to that, actually. And thank God I had the foresight to look around me, because I was like, hey, shut up, Tony. What I really wanted to say was, hey, you, Stark, but there was a lot of little children around me, so I held back.
Oh yeah, I like the cosplayers. I think it's really amazing to see what people can come up with, how innovative they can be, and then just to pretend to be your favorite character for an afternoon. Fun. I mean, who doesn't love walking into a convention and seeing one of their favorite characters come to life? For example, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the Hulkbuster at WonderCon.
Was that you?
That was not me, but I love that guy.
He was a good guy.
That guy was amazing.
He's all in the thing and going, I'm gonna bust some Hulks.
Yeah, you know, I myself have dabbled in the playing of cos.
What?
What?
Bill
From
Cosby.
time to time.
Did you cosplay as Goldust?
I did a little cosplay as Finn from Adventure Time, and I'm working on a Finn mashup right now. Trying to keep it a little, you know, under wrap.
Like, this is seared into my brain as a convention story. Also, San Diego, the big daddy of them all. One of the days I went to, this was a couple years ago, me and my girlfriend at the time were like, we have the day to ourselves, there's nothing we have to do, let's try Hall H. Let's just see what happens, we'll go wait in line for a while.
Gonna end well.
So we go into the line to get into Hall H, and it's going to be a really great. We're like, fuck, we'll wait in line. The day's beautiful. So we ask the security guard, where's the end of the line? And he points to a direction. We go to that direction. Us and about 20 other people walk into sort of a thing. And for about 30 to 40 minutes, we're at what seems like the end of the line. And we're having a good time. We're thinking, oh, this is actually not too bad. This is great. There's some shade. It's all beautiful. We come to see a mob of people coming at us that are the most irate and angry, and clearly for the past 20 to 30 minutes, they have just been like, oh, fuck.
Question. Were they Twilight fans?
No.
We didn't fans.
They were Hall H'ers who had been waiting in line since way early in the morning, and we had inadvertently been pointed into like the halfway point of the line, not the end of the line. And there's like 20 of us. There's some kids, there's some cosplay stuff, and it was the security guys' mess up. And 30 minutes in the morning is the difference between seeing late panels and not getting in at all.
Yeah.
So for as far as we're concerned, the security guards have ended any opportunity for us to see any of the panels. So we get to this mad mob that want to literally kill us. And we're just like freaking out, like, oh my god, no, we didn't know, this is whatever, like, this is just what, there's 20 of us, like, come down, if you're in front of it, you're fine. And eventually we had to talk to the security guards, and the security guard said, all right, listen, how about this? We're gonna let them go for a while, and then we'll put you in another spot so that way you're not as far back in the line as the end. We thought that was good, but the problem is it snakes. The line snakes, and so we got back in line, and every 30 minutes we got that group again, berating and cussing us out like children. It wasn't even like, oh my god,
Castle.
It was the big Marvel reveal. No, it was f***ing the Game of Thrones cast coming up. Hey guys, our season just ended. We're telling you nothing new, but aren't we cool?
My favorite convention, although still gets smelly, just like Comic-Con, WrestleCon.
But that's because it smells like baby oil.
You know, why has Axe or Old Spice or just somebody not wised up and put a booth at the opening of every freaking convention and handed out free samples already?
No. The best was the Twitch booth at PAX East this year. They actually gave out deodorant at their booth.
Oh, finally! Yeah. Finally somebody got smart to
but
that.
Really? WrestleCon? Why is that your favorite?
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm a big wrestling nerd.
No, I never would have guessed.
No?
No.
Yeah.
Sports.
Yeah.
Did you get to touch Joey Ryan's dick?
I did not.
I know somebody
because
here
I was
has.
Somebody here did.
Yeah.
One of the things that I recommend everyone do at conventions is look for those offbeat things, like maybe after hours parties or auctions.
Or the Rise and Fall
I've been to
Ultimate Warrior DVD.
A lot of times after conventions they'll have auctions, art auctions, and you get a chance to sit with some really cool people. I sat next to Jeff Johns once at a Smallville auction for 2 hours while Jeff Loeb and Erica Durance just auctioned off DC memorabilia and stuff, and we just sat in a small room that maybe had 50 people in it.
Well, I mean, the After Hours is definitely one of the best pieces, especially of San Diego, because some of those parties are absolutely amazing. There was one year where I was at San Diego, a buddy was able to get me into the IGN party, and we don't really know what's going on, and there's this really hot chick dressed in a Jesus robe and a raptor mask. And so me and my buddy are like, wow, this chick is beautiful, and she's obviously f***ing crazy. So he goes over and he takes a picture with her and he tweets it out. And then like 2 minutes later, all of a sudden his phone is just blowing up, and you know, the girl's already like walked away.
Who was it?
Freaking Adrian Curry was walking around Comic-Con at the IGN party dressed as Raptor Jesus.
That's fantastic. Adrian, we can't hire you because you have the head of a dinosaur.
And you're nuts, apparently.
Yeah,
but
well, she's...
he got a lot of retweets that
That's
day,
fantastic.
so it's totally worth it.
Yeah. That's fine. We always hear about celebrities dressing up as stormtroopers, or
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston went in a Bryan Cranston
As Bryan
mask.
Cranston. Yep.
Ryan Reynolds did Deadpool this last year.
Andrew Garfield,
Yep.
everyone's favorite Spider-Man, did Spider-Man.
Wait, no, there's something about that statement that's wrong. And then there's also the collection of people who go dressed as stormtroopers specifically because it's so indescript, and there's so many stormtroopers like Samuel L. Jackson, Freddie Prinze Jr., because nobody's going to even try to take a picture with them.
David Arquette.
No, one of the greatest wrestling Comic-Con stories for me was we were walking the floor. It was me and my buddy the Hurricane. And his whole gimmick was he was a superhero. So him and I are walking through the floor, and some kid comes up to him. He's like, dude, can I get a picture with you? He's like, yeah, sure, totally. So the kid takes out his camera, takes a selfie with him. He's like, dude, this is the best Hurricane cosplay I've ever seen. And Hurricane, to his credit, doesn't skip a beat. He goes, yeah, the person who made my costume is awesome. They got it perfect.
At the end of the day, my favorite part of Comic-Con is...
Slave Leia.
Liefeld.
What?
Rob Liefeld. Every con, sign a Deadpool comic. What?
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Another Comic Shop Show. Make sure to subscribe to Whiskey and Waffles, check out more episodes, and a huge thank you to Golden Apple Comics for letting us shoot here.
You can check me out on the Joe and Joe podcast on iTunes.
And watch Wildcat Sports. It's on YouTube.
Really? Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
And don't forget, despite the size growth, Giant Man's dick is just the same size as a normal human being's.
Wally, look, your girlfriend.
Harley head!
Wait, what? No, don't, no,
You
no.
licked that, you bought it.
We already